So become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye.
All right, welcome everyone to the Shabazz City High School graduation ceremony. Another round of applause. This is a great event. We're so happy that all of you could make it here tonight. My name is Eric Soderblom, and I'm the principal at Shabazz. I've just completed my 9th year here at Shabazz, and it's been an amazing 9 years. So it's just a pleasure again to be here. So tonight we celebrate. We celebrate all of the accomplishments that are represented here in our graduates. And we celebrate all of the hard work that they did, but also everything that our parents and families did in order to make this night possible. So I want to start by just thanking our parents out here and family members. Let's give our parents and family members some applause. We also are celebrating a long tradition, a long history at Shabazz. This is 47 years. 47 years ago, Shabazz was founded. And it was founded by two separate groups of educators who came together with this vision of doing school differently and doing something unique. And those schools came together they really both started in 1971, City High School and Malcolm Shabazz High School, and they came together and became one school in 1979. And when we stand here on this stage, when we look at these graduates, it's not just the work of our teachers or our current staff. We are really standing on the shoulders of those giants that preceded us, those innovative educators who came before and established this school. So let's just clap for our past, our history, and all of those people that came before us tonight. And we also have some special thanks tonight. We have 3 of our staff are retiring this year. 3 of our staff are retiring. Katie Jones. Yes. Anita Szymanski. And Lori Bennett. I was having a conversation with Anita just 30, 40 minutes ago, and we were trying to make these quick calculations. 46 years, not just of teaching experience, but at Shabazz. Right there, 46 years of time put into Shabazz and making it the great school that it is. So I'm just going to talk a little bit. I just take this opportunity to talk a little bit about each one of our retirees. I'm going to start with Katie. And Katie Jones is a student favorite. Students love her high expectations for student behavior. They love her intense interest in the ideas and lives of her students. And when you walk into her classroom, more often than not, there's this intense discussion going on with students sharing their thinking, their ideas. And it's just an amazing, you walk into a Katie Jones classroom and it's just you know what's going on, and you see the students 100% engaged in that conversation. I think that's because of her intense interest in the ideas of students. That's clear that the ideas of students is where that class starts. I think we want to mention the community activism class, which has been a brainchild of Katie and has been a force at Shabazz in creating opportunities for students to collaborate and make positive changes in the world. And we just want to thank Katie for all her work and wish her the best as she moves on in retirement. Thank you, Katie, for all you've done for Shabazz. And Anita Szymanski is also retiring, and Anita has been our guidance counselor here and has guided hundreds of students through the process of finding their path into college and career, and has been a passionate supporter of students, always thinking about the needs of students, always advocating for what's best for meeting the needs of students, and reminding staff of the importance of where those students are going, always reminding us that we have a job, and that's to prepare our students for that next step in the future. And I just want to thank Anita for all that she's done, for all of those countless students over the years. And 36 years in public, 34 years in public education, and began in Milwaukee before coming here. So thank you, Anita. So Lori has been at Shabazz 17 years, and I think has been in public education for 30 years, and has served as a cross-categorical teacher and has guided students and families in the development of individual education plans, and has been a strong advocate for students. I was really fortunate enough to have a instructional coaching position a few years ago become available, and I am so happy that Lori took on that role and became an instructional leader at Shabazz and filled that role, and really drove us to think again about improving instructional practice and meeting the needs of students. And I can't thank Lori enough for all the work that she's done, 30 years and 17 at Shabazz. Thank you, Lori. So I also want to thank our student teachers. Do we have some of our student teachers here? We have a couple stand-up student teachers. We had 4 student teachers. 2 of them are here tonight. Thank you. 20 years ago, I sat in that chair. I was a student teacher at Shabazz in 1997. So thank you, student teachers. We wish you the best of luck in your teaching pursuit. Thank you for all your help this year. So in a short time, the graduates at Shabazz are going to stand before you, and their words will attest to the strength of that legacy I was talking about before, 47 years of legacy. And I think they're going to share their perspective, hopefully, on how they grew and changed at Shabazz. And I think in their words, you'll hear that heart of Shabazz. And I just want to share that, our mission at Shabazz is to create a safe, authentic, and engaging learning community. And if we break down that process, I think it's 2 steps to that formula. And the first one is supporting students in taking positive risks that they need to in order to grow and change. And 2, we hope to teach students to weave a web of support for others. Because Shabazz, isn't about anything, it's about community and learning to support others and being community leaders in our school. So hopefully you'll hear some of those words as we hear from our graduates. At Shabazz, all of our students have an opportunity to speak to the audience tonight. When I think about Shabazz, I think about the words of Pablo Neruda. And he was a poet laureate, and he wrote the following: "There is no insurmountable solitude. All paths lead to the same goal, to convey to others what we are. And we must pass through solitude and difficulty, isolation and silence, in order to reach forth to that enchanted place where we can dance our clumsy dance and sing our sorrowful song." They may have heard this before. And in this dance and in this song are fulfilled the most ancient rights of our conscience, in the awareness of being human and of believing in a common destiny. So if there is indeed a genuine need to be heard, to be seen, to express those inner needs and core beliefs, then we need to create institutions where that's possible. We need to have institutions where we can radically accept people for who they are. We need institutions where we believe in growth and change, and where we embrace that challenge of building a community together. In a word, I believe we need institutions like Shabazz. Thank you. And I think, oh, somebody's going to clap. Thank you. And I think in the end, the power of any institution lies in that ability to transmit a culture of shared beliefs, values, and ideas that with one specific goal of increasing the mental and physical well-being of its members. And so I hope, class of 2018, I hope we were successful in our endeavor as we lived with you for the last few years and hopefully set you up for your future here. Thank you. So I hope you're able to dance even though it was clumsy, maybe. I hope you're able to sing even when those songs were sorrowful. And I hope you found that Shabazz was a safe place to take positive risks and to support each other. And I hope you take those lessons with you as you move on into your future. So I want to give our graduates another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We do have a couple of guests tonight. We do have, I see Alex Fralin, our chief of schools, is here. So I want to welcome Alex and give him a round of applause for supporting Shabazz. And Nikki Vandermeulen, one of our school board members, is also here. We can clap for Nikki. And Nikki's going to come up and say a few words on behalf of the Board of Education. Thank you.
Don't know how to do. Can everyone hear me? Class of 2018, I'm going to stand this way to look at you because you deserve that respect. I appreciate everything you've done and what you continue to do in your futures. You have your brains in your head and your heart in your chest and your feet in your shoes. You'll be able to do whatever you choose. Those words by Dr. Seuss are some of my favorite to be said at graduation because they show that the possibilities are indeed endless. On behalf of the Board of Education, I wish you all the best and hope that you have all and hope and know that you've all have all become community, career, and college ready. Congratulations, Shabazz, class of 2018.
Thank you, Nikki. We are now going to announce our scholarship winners, and Susan Kay, our social worker, is going to come up and announce our scholarships. Thank you.
Good evening. I have the honor of presenting this year's awards and scholarships. The first of these have already been awarded to recipients, but I will announce them so that we can applaud and congratulate you. Please stand when I call your name. First, from the Higher Educational Aids Board, the Academic Excellence Scholarship was awarded to Dana Nelson, with Lucas Spencer and Toby Luther as alternates. Thanks. Congratulations. Next, from the Rotary Club of Madison, the Rotary Youth Awards. The Outstanding Senior Award went to Dana Nelson. Senior Academic Achievement Award went to Toby Luther. And the Most Improved Senior Award went to Jacob Wiest. And last from this group, the Masonic Lodge, the Hiram Lodge number 50 scholarship went to Laura Frascona. The next scholarship from the Divine Family Foundation will be presented by Mr. Kevin Devine. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Kevin Devine.
So, I guess I'm Kevin Devine. So, I'm always excited to come here to Shabazz every year and present a scholarship to a deserving senior. And this event is a little bit different because usually I have a prepared little speech that I give at the high schools. But this one, I'm just going to wing. So this scholarship was established by my father, who grew up during the Great Depression. And it occurred to me, why did he leave a lot of his wealth to help future generations? And it occurred to me, he grew up at a time that on the farm outside of Portage, they didn't have tractors. They had to use horses. And then in midlife, he saw a man land on the moon, and by the time he died, iPhones had been developed. And he saw that the world could make a lot of progress, and he was able to contribute to that in his small way. And I think he wanted to leave a legacy where he knew that if other people like him were given the opportunity, they could help change the world as well. So tonight, I'm very happy to award our Divine Family Foundation Scholarship to Demoncie Howard.
And finally, for graduates who have turned it around here, contributing to our community by inspiring us with their example, their efforts and leadership, and who also submitted an application requesting the scholarship, the Shabazz Scholarship recipients. I will announce your name, and they actually don't know. They're going to find out right now that they're scholarship recipients. When I announce your name, please come up to the stage and remain here until all the names are called. I think there's a little feedback on the mic here. I have to get closer? Oh. Okay. The first recipient is Blue Campbell. The second recipient is Laura Frascona. The next is Violet Geary. Congratulations. Demoncie Howard. Toby Luther. Ali Miranda Guardado. Avery Sandker. Lucas Spencer. Jacob Wiest. and Mia Wendell. In honor of these award recipients and all of our award recipients and scholarship recipients tonight, please join me in one more round of applause.
Good evening. My name is Joe Spock. I'm the Phy Ed and Health teacher that had the pleasure of being these guys' teacher while their time at Shabazz. Those of you that are new to Shabazz graduations, hopefully all of these guys are new to Shabazz graduations, staff members will be calling them up, and you guys will have a chance to speak any words or growth that you've had over the past few years here at Shabazz. So on that note, I would like to call up Cece, Charlie. So come on up, Charlie. Cece, Charlie, Joe, and Allie. Cece's been with us. She was with us for 5 quarters, and in her time at Shabazz, she showed determination and persistence, and she's known as Cece the Great. Cece plans on continuing to work, and I wish her the best of luck in all her future endeavors. Cece. Talk right into it because you got to be really close to it.
Okay, I'm really nervous right now, especially going first. Okay. Yeah, I've been here for 5 quarters, and before this, high school was like a really big struggle for me. I didn't have a lot of direction, but when I came to Shabazz, that's when like everything changed pretty much. And I'm still finding my way, but I want to thank my teachers, all of my lovely teachers. I want to thank my parents, my grandpa, just everybody who's helped me. And I want to thank Montel and Samantha because I love them. I love all of you guys. And I hope everybody just remembers me as, loving, caring, trying to always make people smile, and just remember me as the baddest. So, yeah, I'm done.
Thanks, Cece. Congratulations. Up next is Charlie. Charlie was at Shabazz for 2 quarters. With his time at Shabazz, Charlie's most proud of completing an internship, which allowed him to gain experience, and he's ready for the real adult world. Charlie is going to be starting at MATC in the fall, and then he'll be moving on, hopefully, to UW to do biotechnology. Congratulations, Charlie. Just talk right into it.
I wasn't here for too long, like a lot of the students here. I just really want to thank all of my teachers for helping me in completing my final year of high school and for really setting me up very well for college. I'd also like to thank my parents for putting up with me for all these years and for supporting me through everything that I've tried to do. And I guess I'd also like to thank my grandparents as well as my aunt and uncle who are also here with me today. Thank you both.
Thanks, Charlie. Congratulations. Up next is Joe. Joe was with us for 4 quarters, and at his time at Shabazz, Joe is most thankful for because he was able to pursue all his passions and interests while studying here at Shabazz. Joe plans on lifeguarding this summer, and then he's going to attend MATC to explore some career options in the future, and then hopefully transfer to UW. Congratulations, Joe.
First, let's just start off with my family. Can you please stand up? Regardless of how annoying you guys are, I love you so much, and I thank you. I was only here for 1 year. It was my last year here, but my entire school, like high school-wise, I was going up up and down. And Shabazz really helped me with climbing back up the hill that I fell down. And I really had fun enjoying the classes. One of the classes was Joe's biking and tennis class that I enjoyed so much. And that everyone here, regardless of who you are your own person, you follow your own pursuits, and everyone accepts you. And I liked that a lot because I was always a different person. But this school accepted me more than my past schools, so I'm really thankful for that.
Congratulations. And last but not least is Allie. Allie was with us for 2 quarters. At her time at Shabazz, she's most thankful for the environment here allowed her to become more outgoing. She broke out of her shell and has become more social and outgoing than she ever thought she would be. Allie continues to work this summer, and then in the fall is going to attend MATC, and she's going to be doing their collision repair and refinishing program. So congratulations, Allie. Just talk really close to the mic. You got this.
Hi. I'm really nervous. I don't really like talking, but it's okay. I just really want to thank all my teachers, that helped me through everything, my family, my friends, everyone, my classmates. I just really love Shabazz, even though I wasn't here for a long time. It just was amazing, really great experience.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. You can go back and get your diploma. Next up is Katie Jones, and if we could get a nice big round of applause, standing ovation for Katie Jones. Last time, Katie.
Thank you very much, and I really appreciate the applause, but more than anything, I appreciate the experience as a teacher in a school district and all the things that the students, in terms of the work that they've done in the classes, their wonderful support, and also I want to thank the teachers. As teachers, we don't always see eye to eye, but our mission is always the same in terms of it's the students that count, okay, and that should be important. Thank you again to the graduates. And I need to call up Mia, Laura, and Sydney. This is funny. They're like dressed to kill, and I'm thinking, I don't have to dress up again. Anyway, one of the things that you should know is all of the students that have gone through Shabazz is that there is a class called Mirrors of Discrimination, and I teach every student that comes in the door of Shabazz, and so I get to know them pretty well. And that's one of the reasons in terms of things that we talk about, classes that I design, whatever is based on what I hear in those classes in terms of their interest. But these 3 students are planning on advancing their education, MATC, and then on to university interests. But each one of them, Mia has been in a number of my classes. At first, she was extremely quiet, sitting there, and it's like, okay. And then she found her voice, and it's like, okay. But it was just absolutely awesome. This is Mia.
All right. Well, first of all, I just want to thank my friends and my family for being here. It means so much to me to have you guys standing here with me today. My experience at Shabazz was full of a lot of ups and downs, but throughout all of it, my community always stayed very strong, and that is something that I'm always going to remember. I want to thank my teachers for always being there for me and for really making a difference in my life. I'm going to remember you guys forever, so thank you guys so much.
Okay. Laura, I asked her permission because Laura has a small child, and there's all the struggles teenagers have anyway, and you're raising a child and going to school, and she said it was okay to talk about that, and that I have so much admiration in terms of the hard work that she's put in as a student, as a mother, connecting and getting the resources needed to be able to do school and to do the things that have to happen. And I've seen her with her child. She's an excellent mother. And like I said, having her as a student, excellent student. Laura.
I want to thank my mom and my daughter, who's right there, and all my teachers. Shabazz has been a really great experience, even though I was only here for a year. That's
And lastly, Sydney. I think every teacher needs a good critic in their classroom. Here it is. Okay. Wonderful student also, and the ambitions just beyond what anybody can believe in terms of where she's headed. I'm so proud to have had you in my class and in community activism as well.
Thank you, Katie. My high school experience has kind of been a roller coaster of emotions, but I definitely want to thank Katie Jones for making this past year livable, and I have not learned enough about the world. Oh my God. Okay, I had not learned anything about world history beyond like basics of American history until I stepped into your classroom. And I want to thank you for showing me the importance of being an activist in my community and speaking up for what I believe in. And I also want to thank Rachel over there for showing me that art teachers are not all horrible. Thank you, Rachel. Your compassion and understanding for your students struck me the very first day I came here and inspired me to further my career as an art teacher and as an art therapist. And thank you. Thank you so much for inspiring me.
Thank you. Anyway, Mia, Laura, and Sydney.
Can I give you a hug? Aren't you sweaty?
I know. Okay, Joe, you're up next.
All right, let's get Sierra up to the stage. Welcome, round of applause. Looking nice. All right. So in middle school, I was called all types of things. Most I tried to forget, but I will never forget the time someone called me an old soul. I had to go at home and ask my mom what it meant. So Sierra Martin is like the definition of an old soul. The highest testament of her character is the award students bestowed upon her, which was most likely to change the world. And I also agree, but I wasn't allowed to vote. I remember getting ready for a field trip once, and Sierra shared with me a question that she wanted to ask. I was shocked and perhaps frightened, but lo and behold, I was blown away with her insightfulness and her inquisitive nature. You know the question, right?
No, I don't know the question.
Well, I'll tell you later. I don't want to tell. I was really shocked. Yeah, I'll remind you later. Okay. I gotta change this. From my experience, Sarah is highly self-driven, but more importantly, she values other people. So without further ado, I welcome Sarah to speak. Are you ready? I didn't know if you were gonna have one. Well, here we go.
I didn't really have anything prepared, but Shabazz is awesome. I mean, so much better than East. Like my first year at East was pretty good, and it's really funny because ever since I was in middle school, my mom has been telling me about Shabazz, and she's like, you should totally go there when you get older. And I'm like, no, Mom, I don't need that. I don't want to go there. And then stuff happened, and I was like, oh, let's go there. And it turned out so amazing, and without coming at Shabazz, I wouldn't be able to graduate a whole year early, as I'm doing today. So that's cool. Yeah. I'm really glad to have gotten here at the same time as Joe here did. We've gotten really close, as well as my other teachers here. And I've noticed just such a deeper closeness with all my teachers than with all the teachers I had at East or any other school. And just, Thank you guys.
All right, now I welcome Rachel to the stage.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rachel. I'm the art teacher, and I'd like to speak today for Marin Smith, Toby Luther, Avery Sanker, and Jasmine Welch. Will you guys join me on the stage? All right, so first I'll be speaking about Toby. I'm proud to be introducing Toby today. I had Toby in almost every art class I offer at least once, and it was not necessarily through conversations that I learned about the complexity of who Toby is, but through Toby's artwork. They have a powerful artistic voice. I can't wait to hear what else Toby has to say. I plan to keep listening. Congratulations to Toby.
Wow, it feels kind of official to be up at a podium, and I also had a lot to say, and now I don't have a lot to say. But yeah, my experience at Shabazz has been an experience, to say the very least, and it would be a very long list to thank all the people that have helped me become the person that I am, because if I talked to you, you probably influenced me in some way. And I'm pretty happy with who I am right now, so thank you to everybody, especially my mom and my partner and the rest of my family and, you know, folks like that. And my teachers as well, and Rachel very much so, because I feel she has been a very good influence for my artistic voice, like she said. So, thanks.
Next, I'll be speaking about Avery. I met Avery the first quarter that he came to Shabazz, and what I discovered about him instantly was how reflective and intelligent Avery is. I like to think that Avery has an old soul, possessing wisdom beyond what one would expect for someone his age. I believe this depth of understanding will serve Avery well in life. Congratulations, Avery. Keep thinking deeply and be proud of what makes you unique and special. Congratulations, Avery.
Thanks, Rachel. This is completely surreal to me. I have no idea where I am. I just really want to say thank you to the Shabazz staff. I've had a class with every single one of you, or at least some interaction, except Sarah, to call you out, Sarah Drake. Never had a class with her. But yeah, you guys have honestly touched my life in like a million different, innumerable ways, and I love you all like so much. Shabazz has been an incredibly huge part of my life for 14 quarters. I've been here a long time, and it's insane that I'm leaving, and I guess I'll never forget about any of this. Thanks.
So finally tonight I'll be speaking about Jasmine. Jasmine holds a special place in my heart because I had Jasmine my first year of teaching at Emerson Elementary 8 years ago, which is pretty cool. So I got to see her grow up from the 5th grader she was then to the thoughtful, talented, and strong young person who stands on the stage with me tonight. Congratulations, Jasmine. I'm so very proud of you.
Okay, wait. Oh, I'm too short. I wasn't ready for this, but I finally made it. It's been a long journey through high school. It's been really hard for me, but I made it this far. I just want to thank my mother and my grandparents for everything. And like Rachel said, I want to thank her for being a really good teacher, amazing art teacher, because I do love arts. And I want to thank my brother Mario for always being there for me. I don't know, I wasn't prepared for this, so yeah, that's really all I have to say. I want to thank the Shabazz teachers for everything and just Shabazz itself. I think it really saved me, honestly, so yes.
I'm Aaron, social studies teacher. Oh. Over the last 2 years, I've been really lucky to work with some really great students here at Shabazz. We've done that clumsy dance that Eric was talking about, where sometimes I lead and sometimes they lead, and through that process, I've developed some really special relationships. And I think those relationships are really what the founders of the school had in mind when they put it together. And so I've been a lucky benefactor of that system. And I've got to develop relationships with these three really special students, Jonas, Dana, and Benson. Come on up. All right. So first person I'm going to talk about is Jonas. Raise your hand if you know what a shiny graveler is. Anybody? Anybody? A couple? Well, if you don't, no big deal. That's not the point. The point is that I know what a shiny graveler is, and that is because I've gotten to hang out with Jonas and talk about those things. So, and these conversations are what make my relationship with Jonas really special. He's willing to share whatever game he's playing, whatever technology he's found, whatever new DM mission he has put together. And when you can step away from the academic side of school and just hang out like a couple of man kids, like that's really special to me. And Jonas is a technology guy, math guy, physics guy, so I don't really get to see him in like his element, but I do get to see him in civics, where he was an excellent player. He's always willing to collaborate, always aware and working to find opportunities to seize when he's playing the game, but never the type of player who's overly aggressive or belligerent in his politics, and that's really appreciated in this day and age. And what I've come to understand about Jonas is he's chill, he's smart, and he's fun to hang out with. And I think if I can say those things about my kids when they grow up, I'd be a pretty happy father. So thanks for setting that example, Jonas.
Well, first of all, I don't even know why you asked me if you wanted me to talk about the shiny graveler. Second of all, I just want to thank all my teachers, my family, and Violet, who's standing right over, or sitting over there. And thanks.
So next I want to talk about Dana. So I've had the pleasure of working with Dana for the last couple years. So as a teacher, you run into good students, you run into bad students. It's like the nature of the thing. But you also, every once in a while, the stars align, and you kind of get to reach up and grab the tail of a comet that's sort of racing by on its way to something special. And that's kind of Dana for me. Like, I see her as that comet. Here's some things that her teachers said about her in some of her evals. And this one, Dana's classmates expressed in writing to the instructors of this course their appreciation of Dana's effort in helping them understand the content. It is not an exaggeration to say that this course would not have been nearly as effective without her being the teacher assistant. Here's another one. Dana's projects often went above and beyond the expectations outlined on the project list. She addressed the prompts with care and sophistication and produced outstanding work this quarter. She exceeded class expectations. And in the first class that I got to work with Dana, this is what I said about her. In the future, I see Dana being successful at just about anything she wants to be. I'd love to see her become a politician because I have faith that she would work towards laws and systems that would benefit all people and do it in a way that is respectable and dignified. I'm lucky to have had Dana in class and appreciated getting to see her think her way through this class. So you can see Dana has impacted so many at Shabazz, teachers especially, but also students. For many students in my leadership class, I would ask them, like, who is a person who has helped you in your path here at Shabazz? And it isn't like some of them would say somebody and some of them would say somebody else. Every single student would talk about Dana as somebody who was that older student who reached out to them and made sure they had some sort of connection at Shabazz. So Dana's moving on to St. Olaf's, where I'm sure she'll continue to be a model in leadership. I've appreciated my time with her and our relationship. And yeah, you're going to be really missed.
Okay, somehow I'm not crying yet. Yeah, so I tried to prepare things and it just didn't go well and I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to say. But first off, I just really want to thank all of the teachers, especially for letting me in as a freshman. I really appreciated that. It really helped me out. My family, my friends, and just everyone who's been here to support me throughout my life and just always had my back when I needed it. And to speak about Shabazz, it's definitely an amazing place that allows you to explore whatever you're interested in, whether that be Pascal's triangle and turning that into a square pyramid, or taking service trips out to Pine Ridge and learning about different things that you never really knew existed and then ending up in an outhouse hole and trying to figure out what to do there. And then to designing your own projects, to learning what you want to learn and becoming who you want to become. And I've had that opportunity and that luck to do that, and I've been able to grow from freshman year on into someone that I am very proud of and someone that I'm glad to be. And so I just want to thank everyone who's part of Shabazz for allowing me to continue on this journey. Thank you.
All right, so finally I want to talk about Benson. So I thought Benson enjoyed my class, and I enjoyed working with Benson in our first class that we had together. And I was kind of surprised when Benson said to me, they said, I found my voice in your class. And I was like, what? And I kind of thought about it, and I actually remember the actual moment when it happened. It was in civics. There was a debate. It was kind of heated a little bit. And somebody kind of came at Benson, passionately came at Benson. And I saw Benson kind of sat back, face got a little red. I was like, uh-oh. And then Benson was like, hey, I'm just trying to advocate for myself. You know, I've got this need and I don't appreciate your tone. And I was like, whoa, awesome. And it was in that process, I think, of externalizing that self-advocacy that then I could see that after in every class that I would be lucky enough to work with Benson in. Not only self-advocating, but advocating for others. Benson's the perfect person to have in a discussion in your class because they are pulling other people in. They're making sure everybody understands others' questions and others' thinking, and always working to make sure everyone's voice is getting heard. And you see that strong sense of justice and empathy and advocacy, which are what make Benson such a special student. Now, as Benson moves on to college at Edgewood, I think those skills will deepen and sharpen. And Benson's Senior Award was most likely to lead the next protest. And I think that's true, but I also think the other part of that is that protest will not be based on what Benson is most passionate about. Instead, it'll be some other voice that has been lost, that needs to be bolstered, that needs to be helped to be able to talk to authority. And that's what makes Benson really special, a really special person to have worked with.
Okay, so I feel like I should have prepared something for this, but I decided to wing it, and now I'm crying. So I feel like that was a bad idea, but whatever. So I started at Memorial High School, which, ew, it was not fun. I remember going in there, and I was in a class of 500, and I was like, this is gonna be fun. I'm ready for high school, and I was not ready for high school at all, one bit. And so I remember feeling like I could fly completely under the radar at Memorial. I remember not doing well in classes and having a really, really bad experience happening. And instead of being supported by the staff, I was basically told to switch schools. I was angry at Shabazz, a little bit, because I was like, I shouldn't be made to switch schools because something bad happened.
but I was like, whatever, I'll do it. And I went really scared, and then it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't think I'd be here giving this speech right now if Shabazz wasn't a part of my life. I think I came into high school with a lot of hidden anger and bitterness and grief, and I'm leaving high school filled with warmth and love and kindness, and that's the biggest change that's happened in my entire life. I remember coming into Shabazz thinking I was like super woke and like I'm the coolest, I know everything, and like everyone basically was like, stop, you know, rethink this. And I've had the hardest discussions I've ever had at Shabazz, and they were also the most important. I remember being sat down by people I considered really close friends, and they were like, hey, what you're doing right now regarding this thing is totally not okay. And I was like, whoa, someone that actually confronts me and allows me to change and grow, that's crazy. So that's like the entirety of Shabazz, growth and change. And I know it's cheesy, but it really happened for me. I didn't think I'd graduate high school by just a month ago, and I did, and that's scary, but like amazing. So I just want to thank my teachers for respecting me and treating me like I matter in the world. I want to thank my parents and my family in general because they supported me through this entire thing, and supporting me was not easy at all because I made it really hard sometimes. So I thank you for that, and I thank the people that I think have challenged me and pushed back, because it's allowed me to grow into a bigger person that knows like my place in the world and knows when to step forward and when to step back, and just I want to thank like everyone involved in this, so thank you.
Hello, I'm Grant. I'm the math teacher here, and I'll be introducing the following people. Sierra and Zira, Charlotte and Camilo. All right, we'll start with Sierra Cannon. Sierra came to us last year. I was not one of her favorite classes. That would be community activism, but it was still fabulous to have her in class. In fact, I don't know if I've seen anyone that was able to take as many selfies while learning math. In the fall, she plans on attending MATC, working on psychology, and hopefully using that as a career later on. So, Sierra.
Yeah, I just want to thank my family and Shabazz for being my second family and introducing me to all of the really great friends I have in my life right now, and just really like changing my high school experience. So thank you.
Next we have Sierra Karsten. She came in first quarter this year, and I could tell that she didn't have a great past experience, but she quickly latched on to the school. And even from the very first day when we were doing picking classes and looking at future plans, she was just all in, and you could see the sparkle in her eye, and it was pretty cool. And I wish you could be here for longer. I wish you would have came here sooner. it could have helped her out so much more. And I would love to have her in more classes. She's going to be going out, exploring the world a little bit. Not really set plans yet, but wants to sort of keep her options open. So here's here again.
I didn't realize until earlier today that I was supposed to say anything, so just no comment other than thanks, I guess.
Next, we have Charlotte Connor. So I think out of all of these people, I have actually been working with her the most because I think she went on every trip class that I went on as well. We were out in South Dakota together, and we did PGT together, and she was always up for a challenge. In fact, I just realized that I should have had the quilt that her and Jacob Wiest and a few others created. It's an absolutely gorgeous Lakota Star quilt that's up in my room. The star is finished, but the quilt needs batting and stuff. It is one of the most glorious things I've ever seen. So it brings joy to my heart. Right now, she's currently going to be working over the summer and then looking to enter college at some point with no set plans. So here is Charlotte.
Hello. I didn't know that, well, I think I did know that we were supposed to have a speech ready, but I forgot until about 15 minutes ago, so bear with me. I know a lot of people have been saying this, but it's really true for many of us that Shabazz was like an oasis in a storm. Oh gosh. I remember coming here on my shadow day and sitting in Denise's mind, body, and soul class and making friendship bracelets with all of the seniors who were also in that class and thinking, wow, these people are talking to me even though they don't know me. Thanks, Thane. Thank you to my mother, who worked really hard to put me through high school. I know without her I wouldn't have been able to make it, so I love you. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of the teachers, all of you who are here that I had, and all of the ones who aren't here right now. You guys, oh gosh, I learned so much. Anyway, okay, I'll stop so I don't have to cry up here for too much longer. Thank you. I'm excited for the future for all of us because I know that every single one of us has the qualities of a leader. Anyway, thank you. Goodbye.
And lastly, we have Camilo.
You spelled it with 2 L's. It's 1 L.
Quite possibly one of the most well-read people I have ever met. And also one of the best discussion skills. One might call them argumentative skills, but he definitely knows how to make a point. and to make sure that his voice is heard and to make sure that other people's voices are heard. He's actually already stepped out of our little building here. He's already taking classes at MATC and is also looking towards going into IT in the long run. So here's Camilo.
Shabazz has been a pretty terrible experience for me. I quite hated my time here. Shabazz claims that it's different, but it's really not that different. It's like an immense accumulation of spectacles, where you get told a lie enough times where you actually start to believe it. Half of y'all are fake as hell, because I know for a fact that half of you have said so much about all this. But, you know, here in the spectacle, we gotta keep it all light and such. So I'd like to, saying that, I'd like to thank Grant, who did support me and was a very genuine person, one of the few genuine people here, as well as Robert, who was lucky enough to not be here, also a great guy. I would also like to thank my family for, dealing with this, and all the people that I actually like, who, and the rest of you, I hope I forget soon. All right.
All right. So my name is Brian. I'm new to Shabazz. And so I'm going to introduce a few students, and it's no exaggeration that I learned as much, if not more, from them and many of you all than I taught you. So I'd like to invite up Nicole Patnod, Rosie White, and Jacob Wiest, please. All right, so I'm going to start with Nikki. So Nikki's come through the Shabazz ranks. Her time this year was limited because she rocked through all of her classes and she met all of her graduation requirements early. But first quarter, for whatever reason, she chose to spend like all day with me. And so I do science and facilitate outdoor and experiential opportunities. So she was with me in Outdoor Adventures in the Brain and Experiential Leadership. And she jumped right in. Nikki was always a reliable and positive participant who was game for whatever challenges that day had to bring. Like, we're gonna go outside, it's gonna be rainy. All right, let's do it. We're gonna go paddling, great. And so she really stepped into her own as a leader. Belaying, she kept an eye on everything. And she also took on a lot of facilitation roles in Turkey Day and other school celebrations. So Nikki's been missed around the halls for the last few months, but it's been great to see her here today and celebrate her success as she moves through life. So, Nikki Patnod.
Okay, I wasn't ready for this, but yeah. I've been at Shabazz for about 8 quarters, 9 quarters, yeah. And during that, I've met so many people who have meant so much to me and yet have chose to disappear that I knew wasn't the right choice. And during those moments, my teachers led me to the right point, which is the best direction I chose to follow. And towards that, my family was there for me to guide me through each and every step, telling me not to give up. And I've come towards the point I can finally say I've made it through high school. I have I've met each and every person as a teacher or somewhat come close to a teacher and somewhat as a stepmom. Each person gave me guidance. Each person gave me knowledge. I've taken each advice from each person and I've put it towards my life. And I'm shaking so bad right now. Look at me, my cap fell. I'll make this quick, but high school is hard. I came from East, and I highly regret not coming here right away. It would have been a best choice to meet these people from the beginning, but so far everyone has been welcoming, even every student over here. I didn't even know most of you guys, but you came and confronted me, and I was like, who are you? But yet you were so nice to encourage me to take the class that you would think that I would enjoy, and I made the right choice to go out of my shell, and I'm really grateful for that. And I never thought, even with Brian, going hiking at Devil's Lake, I'm afraid of heights. Like, I felt like I was gonna fall. But he told me he'll catch me, and that's when I started trusting people at their best choice, because they know they'll be there for me.
I have to say some nice things about you first, Jake. Shabazz has been fortunate to have Jake in this community for 3-ish years. And I got to know Jake through the climbing experience. It was a climbing course, and coming of age this past quarter. In both instances, Jake, he's thoughtful, he's level-headed, he's super eager to explore and just learn new things. And as Jake and I talked about his time at Shabazz, he was grateful for the time and space, he said, to kind of explore and get to know himself. But what I think is powerful about that is when you're given time and space to explore yourself, he actually, in doing that, was helping to impact others around him too. So Jake is always a ready ear to listen. He's always an eager partner to adventure with. And I believe he was recently voted most likely to become a ninja. So look out. So as Jake moves to his next steps in life, he's really looking forward to continuing to hone his skills, cooking at Curry in the Box, and enjoys cooking immensely, but really has a sight set overseas to go and explore more of his passion around martial arts in Shanghai. So welcome, Jacob Wiest.
Hello, everybody. I'm really happy to be graduating after my 5th year of high school. So that should be pretty good to be done with all that. So, yeah, I'm really grateful to all the teachers and everybody who's contributed to building the school and building it for what it is. And I think it's a really great resource for people who just don't really get along with the normal mainstream way of education, the way education works, I guess. And some people were like, I don't know, always get concerned about how Shabazz is like, gonna be not as good as it is now and stuff like that. It's like going in a wrong direction. I think an important thing for everybody to remember is that Shabazz is about growth and change, and that means that Shabazz is growing and changing as well as the school gets new people and accommodates different types of needs and everything like that. So, I don't know, as long as we don't like harden into a certain like way of education per se. So yeah, anyway, that's what I got. Have a good one, everybody.
Good evening. May I please have Lucas Spencer and Thane Hurley and Demancia Howard. I'm Denise, by the way, I teach English. And this is Crawford, our school support dog. Perhaps he'll say a few words later. Lucas. Why don't you come up here? So Lucas transferred to Shabazz during the second quarter of his 8th grade year, 2014. That's impressive. As of right now, Lucas intends to continue working full-time to save money for college. Good choice. And for the future. He noted that he's probably going to attend the Madison College Liberal Arts Transfer Program this fall and explore many interests to narrow down what the hell he is going to do with the rest of his life. Good luck with that. Remember, you can always change. You know, it's about growth and change. Okay. Lucas also said that my classes were always his favorite. Thank you. They were some of the most challenging and frustrating classes, but he got the most out of them. Advanced cinema history and advanced film analysis were definitely the most memorable, according to Lucas. And so maybe you have a future in directing or editing or cinematography. Just invite me to the premiere when it happens, okay? All right. And words of wisdom that Lucas is going to share, or wants to share, to Shabazz students. You came to Shabazz because something wasn't working for you. You made the choice to attend because you needed an alternative place to learn. However, you also need to change with the school. Take initiative, do your work, attend class, be friendly, help others. Appreciate the opportunity you've been given and make the most out of each day. It will be hard at times, but when all else fails, take a deep breath and smile. Lucas.
So I've been here for a really long time. I'm definitely ready to go. I am graduating a year early. I wasn't sure I was going to do that, but I'm glad I made it to that point. I've had a lot of ups and downs, and there have been a lot of transitions, and transitions are really hard for me, which is really ironic if you know who I am as a person. But overall, it's been really great. I had nothing before coming here. I really didn't. I wasn't attending classes in middle school. I came to school in oversized sweatshirts and pajamas, and I mean, I still do that, but it's less because I didn't want to take care of myself and more because I just got out of bed. But I really, really want to thank Dana Nelson. She was the one who came to Shabazz, and we walked the dog park a lot during that year, and she told me all about it, and I wasn't sure, I really wasn't, but then I got offered to take classes because I just kind of wasn't functioning in middle school, and Denise welcomed me, and I am incredibly grateful for that. I really am. Readers Writers Workshop, it was the ideal class. It was sitting and reading silently for the entirety of the hour, and then doing projects on the books we read and having discussions. And I really got to meet really, really cool people when I was in that class. And some thank yous. I really, really want to thank my family, especially my parents. And I've been really, really crappy to them at points. And it was, it was all part of the journey. There was a lot going on, and I really appreciate you sticking by me because a lot of the times I just wanted to run, but I didn't. And you got me through that, and I really appreciate that a lot. I also want to thank all the friends I've made and my partner. I love you all so much, and I'm really glad I got to be here. Thank you.
Thane. Okay, Thane. By the way, did you bring my books?
I did actually.
Where are they?
What? I gave them to Hano.
Oh, likely story. Okay. All right, but thank you if you did. All right. Thane Hurley transferred to Shabazz during the first quarter of his sophomore year. Okay. He too will be attending the Liberal Arts Transfer Program at MATC in the fall. Thane noted that he's going to miss the myriad of unique views and backgrounds and the ability to talk to almost anyone openly. You do realize sometimes that openly crossed a lot of lines? Yeah, that's Thane. Okay. Thane leaves the following wisdom for future Shabazz graduates. Help others, but don't forget to take time for yourself. Congratulations, Thane.
Thank you. So I was gonna write a speech, but instead of doing that, I didn't. And I feel like that really sums up my career at Shabazz here, which is why I'd like to really thank my parents and my friends for dragging me, usually not physically, to this stage and allowing me to graduate. I know I wouldn't be here without them. And as for growth and change, well, I spent a year at East, which was not ideal to say the least. I wasn't the best person I could have been, and I had a lot of views that have changed. And I think I want to thank Shabazz for really opening my eyes to a lot of things, for being mature, for being helpful, and for being, I don't want to say a community, because that sounds kind of silly, but at least for being generally understanding.
Demancier. Demancier joined us just this year. Where were you the other 3 years? Gone? Well, I really wish that you had come to us earlier, but I'm glad we got to know you while you were here. He plans to also attend MATC in the fall, and although he's going to miss high school as a whole, what? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. He noted his favorite classes were cinema history, college reading and writing strategies, and theater production. He leaves the following thoughts with future graduates. It's going to be rough and have its ups and downs. However, at the finish line, where you are now, you'll thank yourself. Demancier Howard, congratulations.
This is crazy. No, okay. So I didn't really have anything planned. I didn't even know we were gonna speak like everybody said until 15 minutes ago, like they're not kidding. But Shabazz as a whole, I would say, as a school, it's more than just school. It's a place where you're able to find yourself. That sounds really cheesy, but like many of the students, I came here because regular school wasn't working, or I was at a point where I just didn't see a reason to do school anymore or continue on a certain path. But coming to Shabazz, it helped you to be able to complete that school that everybody else was telling you you needed to do, while helping you realize you did need to do it yourself as well, and helping you grow and change as a student. And it's honestly just been a great experience overall, and I'm going to miss everybody, all the acceptance, all the people I've met here. It's been great letting me come out of my shell. I want to thank my family, teachers, students, and thank God. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I have the honor of introducing Violet Geary, Tavion Russell, and Blue Campbell. I know it's warm in here, so I'll try not to talk too long, but Violet, can you come up first? So I had the pleasure of having Violet in a few of my classes, and what really stood out to me, I had her in a horror stories writing class, and she wrote probably the only story that really scared the pants off me. It was the one that I kept thinking about afterwards, and it really just She's such an incredible writer. It's stuck with me forever. And I'm really proud of Violet. She wants to go to MATC next year to do something arty, she says. So I'll let her explain a little more to you.
All I really have to say is thank you to everyone who's helped me. I don't really like talking on stage in front of people, but yeah, thank you.
All right, Tavion, can you come up here? He told me right before this he doesn't want to talk, so I'm just going to talk him up a little bit. You're going to talk? All right, good. So I know Denise already said this about DeMont, but man, I wish Tavion would have been at Shabazz sooner. We only had the honor to have him for 1 quarter, but I was lucky. I had him in 3 of my classes that quarter, so I really lucked out there. When Tavion came in, he just blew me away with his positivity and how just bubbly and friendly and full of life he is. And when he spoke, I was like, this kid knows what he's talking about. He is so smart, and he doesn't want to tell you that. It might be a little secret, but he's so bright. And so he's going to MATC next year as well for automotive stuff. So, all right, I'll let him talk.
Okay, first I want to say thank you to Sarah for helping me get my final English credits, because I hate English, like the worst class ever, but she actually liked it this year because of her. And I want to say thank you to all my teachers, all my friends here for helping me transition to a new school. I also want to say thank you to my cousin for always being there for me, making sure I came to school, because I did not want to come to school after my sophomore year, but he made sure I finished. I also want to thank you to my mom for sending me here, because I think if I didn't come here, I probably wouldn't have graduated on time. So, yeah.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Blue Campbell. Can you come up here? So I only got to have Blue in 1 class, I think it was. But man, can this kid write some poetry. I don't know if you know, but Blue is kind of a master at poetry and spoken word. So I don't think I taught you anything. I think you taught me stuff. So Blue is also going to MATC next year. I think they said journalism or art stuff, hoping to transfer and kind of figure things out on the way. So, Blue Campbell.
Stick your face in it. When I got here my junior year, after a really, really tough sophomore year at East, I didn't think that I would be graduating on time. In fact, I didn't think that I would be graduating on time until this past semester. I really didn't think that I would make it here, but I did, and that's thanks to a whole lot of people, most especially my family, my parents who raised me to be the person that I am, my brother for paving the way for me, my not siblings, Laura and Joe, and my grandma Arkand for showing me what an activist is and inspiring me to continue to change the world for as long as I'm on it. I'd also like to thank my friends. They've really been there for me through all of the lowest moments. They've picked me up and pieced me back together. even when it wasn't easy. And I really appreciate that from them. I've also had some fantastic mentors over the years, including Cherie Haas and Abby Sweats, who is here. They've both taught me so much about what it means to be a good person and a good poet and a good activist, and how to use my voice for good. Yeah, so thank you.
All right, I think I hand this off to Eric now, so thank you guys.
All right. We have staff standing up because now we do a annual tradition where the Shabazz staff get up on the stage, and I see Sarah Drake going, I don't think I was told this, but we actually get on the stage and we sing our graduates a song, and that's how we end our ceremony tonight. So come on up, Shabazz staff. But we could. Okay. That we don't do it? I made a bet. Like $10. $10? You want to give some to Benson? You gonna give some to Benson? If you want, you can put your tassel over, and you are full of but we. So again, one more time, congratulate our 2018 graduates before we sing. Thank you. Awesome. Amazing group of students. We're so proud. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time for this. Please take a look at your program because the words are in the program. And this goes back to 1971. This goes back to the roots of Shabazz. So it is an honoring a bit of about where we came from. So sing along with us, please.
Congratulations, everybody. Can you hear that? I'm gonna kind of do the intro.
For DVD copies of this program, go to mmsd.tv and click on Video Order Form.